watch out for sanitation workers during Yuletide. Federal government proposes 4648 million naira for alcohol control policy. Confronting South Korea's parliament, teaches acting president Han Dok-soo. And in sport, arrive for Chan qualifier against Nigeria home Eagles. And other details, I am Mike James. The Lagos Waste Management Authority LOMA has reiterated the need for motorists to drive carefully and watch for sanitation workers who will be working tirelessly to clean roads and highways during the festive period. Managing Director, Chief Executive Officer of LOMA, Badigeshi, who made the call in his office at Ijora Lokba, said the authority has put measures in place to meet the waste management needs of residents during the Yuletide. Badigeshi noted that as part of its operational strategies, LOMA will deploy additional waste collection trucks and personnel to high traffic areas, including markets, residential neighborhoods, and commercial hubs. He noted that LOMA had intensified its public awareness campaigns to educate waste management, which included target radio programs, press releases, and active engagement on social media platforms, all aimed at encouraging Lagosians to take responsibility for their waste. The LOMA boss urged residents to call the agency's toll-free numbers 0800 005 2962, 0708 060 1020 and 6174, or visit www.loma.gov.ng for all waste management related issues. The Lagos State Safety Commission says it has observed the concerning trend of overcrowding in several clubs and lounges across the city in recent days. Its Director General, Chief Executive Office, Larry Mojola, who said despite the government's support of the vibrant nightlife and the economic benefit it brings, it must be emphasized that there is a paramount need for nightclub owners, operators to strictly adhere to the authorized occupancy limit as approved by the Commission. According to Mojola, on no account should any nightclub allow overcrowding, which poses significant safety risks, including the potential for fire hazards, smoking in public spaces, compromised emergency exits, and increased likelihood of accidents. These risks, he said, endanger not only the lives of patrons, but also the staff and the general public. Mojola also said the Commission has commenced rigorous inspections to ensure compliance, adding that any establishment found to violate these safety regulations will face immediate closure and further legal actions as deemed necessary. The Road Transport Employees Association of Nigeria, RTN, has released a new price list for transport fares to 12 states based on the 50% transport palliative provided by the federal government. RTN is among the 5 transport unions companies partnering with the federal government in the transport palliative scheme. The slash is targeted at cushioning high transport costs during the Yuletide. The National General Secretary of the RTN, Yusuf Ibrahim, said Abuja to either Asaba or Akwa, that Okwa would now cost 17,500 naira, while Abuja to Abakaliki or Duse will cost 12,500 naira and 7,500 naira. The new price list also show that Lagos to Benin costs 7,500 naira, Lagos to Onitsha, Katsina or Lafia costs 15,000 naira, Lagos to Bauchi or Jigawa costs 12,500 naira, while Lagos to Kebbi or Yola in Adamawa costs 20,000 naira. Ibrahim said the area listed were some of the routes the government had appointed, adding that the union has been executing the transport palliative in accordance with the Transport Ministry's dictates. The Chief of Air Staff, Hassan Abubakar, says the Nigerian Air Force achieved nearly 20,000 flight hours in its operations during 2024. In his Christmas goodwill message to officers and airmen, Abubakar underscored NAP's commitment to national security, particularly combating insurgency, banditry, and other anti-economic activities. Reflecting on the challenges faced across various theaters of operation, he commended the valor, determination, and resilience of personnel for the significant operational successes achieved. Abubakar noted improvement in aircraft serviceability rates and the impact of intensified personnel training, emphasizing that these strides were crucial for greater self-reliance and reducing dependence on foreign support. The Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, has attributed a significant decline in oil revenue for the third quarter of 2024 to aging pipeline infrastructure and operational inefficiencies. According to the Apex Bank's latest economic report for the third quarter of 2024, oil revenue fell by 24.72% to 1.30 trillion naira compared to the second quarter of 2024. This drop was largely due to lower receipts from petroleum profit tax and royalties. Also, the revenue figure fell short of the quarterly target by 75.39%, primarily due to frequent shut-ins caused by deteriorating pipelines and installations. The report also noted that despite a modest increase in crude oil production to 1.33 million barrels per day from 1.27 million barrels per day in the preceding quarter, challenges including theft, vandalism, and infrastructure deficits severely hampered Nigeria's oil revenue performance. And now to the rest of the stories. The federal government has allocated 46.48 million naira in the 2025 budget for the development and implementation of a comprehensive alcohol control policy and regulation. Additionally, 331.97 million naira has been earmarked for the National Action Plan to prevent and manage non-communicable diseases. These allocations were revealed in the 2025 appropriation details for the Federal Ministry of Health and Social Welfare. As exemplified by the ongoing coronavirus disease pandemic, major infectious diseases and epidemics have devastating impacts on human lives, wreaking havoc on long-term social and economic development. The day shows that global health crisis threaten to overwhelm already overstretched health systems, disrupt global supply chains, and cause disproportionate devastation of the livelihoods of people, including women and children, and the economies of the poorest and most vulnerable countries. It also points to the fact that there is an urgent need to have resilient and robust health systems, reaching those who are vulnerable or in vulnerable situations. And now to foreign news. South Korea's parliament has impeached acting President Han Duck-soo over a short-lived martial law, plunging the country deeper into political chaos as the Constitutional Court said it would swiftly trial suspended President Yoon Suk-yeol. The impeachment of Han, who has been acting president since June, was impeached on December 14 for declaring martial law on December 3, has thrown South Korea's once vibrant democratic success story into uncharted territory. The motion, led by opposition parties, was passed with 192 of the 300 votes amid rowdy scenes by ruling People Power Party members who surrounded the Speaker's podium, chanting that the vote was invalid and Parliament had committed tyranny. Ahead of the preliminary session, opposition leader Lee Jae-myung said his Democratic Party, which has majority control of Parliament, will go ahead with a plan to impeach the acting president, accusing Han of acting for insurrection. Lee said the only way to normalize the country is to swiftly root out all the insurrection forces, adding that the party was acting on the public order to eradicate those who have put the country at risk. And over to sports news. The Black Galaxies of Ghana is set to arrive in your Akwa Ibom State today for the second leg of the 2024 African Nations Championship CHAN qualifier against Nigeria. 26 players together with the technical crew will make the trip. The contingent will then see and connect to Europe by road after immigration formalities in Port Harcourt, Rivers State, where the fight will land. The Black Galaxy will train at Godswill Akpabio International Stadium later in the day. They were held to a 0-0 draw in the first leg last weekend. That was our news at 10, but just before we go, your vehicle is not a strong room. Always keep your valuables off the view of miscreants. You can follow us and like all our various social media platforms: X, Traffic Radio 961, Facebook, Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, Instagram, Lagos Traffic Radio 961. Subscribe and watch our news and programs live on YouTube, Traffic Radio 961. And you can also visit our website, www.trafficradio961.ng. Did you know that under the Sanwo-Olu administration, 18,000 teachers were trained under EcoXL? Well, you can get more details on the Lagos State Government website. And to end the news, here are the highlights of the major stories. The Lagos Waste Management Authority LOMA has reiterated the need for motorists to drive carefully and watch for sanitation workers who will be working tirelessly to clean roads and highways during the festive period. The federal government has allocated 46.48 million naira in the 2025 budget for the development and implementation of a comprehensive alcohol control policy and regulation. We also told you that South Korea's parliament has impeached acting President Han Duck-soo over a short-lived martial law, plunging the country deeper into political chaos, as the Constitutional Court said it would swiftly try suspended President Yoon Suk-yeol. And then in sports, the Black Galaxies of Ghana is set to arrive in your Akwa Ibom State today for the second leg of the 2024 African Nations Championship CHAN qualifier against Nigeria. And for contact with the newsroom, send a message to info@trafficradio961.ng. That ends the news broadcast compiled by Adewale Oloporoku. Thank you for listening, Lagos. My name is Mike James. Beautiful morning to you.